Namaste. So welcome to the last day of your first week of your yoga challenge. So today being the last day, we're going to do something more relaxing and we're going to do in practice instead. So for in practice, we'll be doing in postures which are held for slightly longer periods of time. These are usually passive postures and they are usually seated positions. And to help you with your practice, it does help if you actually have some yoga props with you. You can, if you have a yoga block with you, please have it with you, as well as yoga straps. Alright, so we will definitely use a yoga strap for most of us today. So if you don't have a yoga strap, it's okay. You can always have a long bath towel. Just fold it. Alright, you can use that as well. So straps and blocks, if you have blocks, have it with you. If not, it's fine. It's optional. Okay, I'll be able to provide modification for that. And so let's begin. Let's come into a child's pose. So bring your big toes to touching your knees apart, resting your forehead down onto the mat. Relaxing your shoulders, really allowing your hips to be heavy here. Just bring your awareness to your shoulders. Try to roll your shoulders away from the ears. And with every exhale breath, make your chest closer towards the mat. Start to feel your hips getting heavier. Let the hips sink down onto your heels if you can. And as usual, if it doesn't touch your heels, it's fine. Just stay here for another 2 more long deep breaths first. And this time around, we're going to come into tabletop position. So just coming into your tabletop position. As usual, your palms underneath your shoulders, your knees, feet are hip-width distance apart. And from here, today we move into heart melting pose, also known as puppy pose. So you want to really get your hips on top of your knees, so the hips not going to move at all already. Walk your palms forward. And start to lower your elbows and your forearms down onto the mat. And if this is where you need to stay, that's fine. Just relax your forehead down onto the mat. Allow your chest to come close towards the mat as you do so. Now, if you're a little bit more flexible, alright, your forehead is onto the mat easily. Walk your arms forward. Straighten the arms a little bit more, keeping your hips there onto the heels. So you can lower the chest and the chin down to the mat. Now here we're going to stay a while longer, about a minute as an in pose. So keep your shoulders nice and soft. If your shoulders are quite tight, you might feel it already. So in your in practice, it's important that you release any tension with the exhale breath here. So try not to hold on to any tension. Try not to kind of like back off. Alright? So try not to use your strength to hold on to the pose. You want to melt yourself into the pose, so with every exhale breath, allow yourself to get heavier. Do a quick scan of your body from the top of the head to the toes. Keep trying to relax every single piece of muscle here. Once you're quite comfortable with the position, then you bring your awareness to your breath. So you can, with every exhale, chest comes down more, shoulders away from the ears a little bit more. Just 3 more long deep breaths here. And slowly open your eyes, gently push yourself back up. We come back to the tabletop position. And from your tabletop position, now bring your big toes to touch again, and this time you're going to take it to wide knee child's pose. So really separate your knees wide apart here, alright, on the outside of your mat if you can. And then you're sitting back down onto the heels, alright. And then from here again, with the hips there on the heels this time, alright, you start to inch forward, bring your palms a bit more forward. And see if you can bring your forehead onto the mat. Keeping the hips on the heels. Lower yourself down just as much as you can manage. Couple more deep breaths. And take your time, slowly come back up. Alright, so bring your knees together. Again, tabletop position. Let's do 2 rounds of cat-cow pose here. Take a deep breath when you're ready. Inhale, belly button down, chest chin look up, arching the back here. Exhale around the spine. Again, inhale, push your belly button down, lift the chest chin look up, arch the back. Exhale around the back. 2 more rounds, inhale. Take your time, looking all the way up. Exhale round. Last one, inhale. Last one, exhale. Now from here, you come in a neutral spine position and we're going to take it to lizard pose. So lizard pose, you're going to find your right leg, step your right foot on the outside of your right palm here. Alright. So the right foot now is on the outside of your right palm. You're going to tuck your left toes and you're going to walk your left knee back slightly, alright, or as far back as you can manage, alright. And here I need you to really sit the hips down nice and low. So push your hips down a lot, alright, okay. So this is my hips coming up. I want to push my hips down as much as you can, keeping your palms onto the mat. And we're going to stay here for about a minute or so. So hips down nice and low, so lizard pose. Chest going forward, straightening arms. So for some of us, it could be enough for you, alright? And for some of us who are a little bit more flexible, you might just be able to go a little bit deeper and bend the elbows. Bring your forearms down onto the mat. Now if straightening arms is easy for you, don't feel much, but yet lowering the elbows is too much, and you want to have a block, or maybe have a stack of books, something that you can lean your weight on, right? And place your forearms onto the block. Like I say, if you don't need the block, just bring your forearms onto the mat instead. And we stay here for another half a minute. When we exhale, try to let your hips go down lower instead of bouncing up. So it's important in your in pose, you go to a point whereby you actually can hold for that duration of time instead of bouncing up and down. For another 5, 4 more, for 3, last 2, and 1. Now from a lizard pose, gently bring your right hand now to your right knee. So right hand coming towards your right knee, push your right knee away from you, looking over the right shoulder. So you could be on your left palm or left forearm. And we just stay here for a quick 1 for 5. Relaxing your right leg, using your right hand to push your right knee away from you, 4. Looking over the right shoulder, taking your twist for 3. 2 more here. And last one. Shift your gaze down. Releasing your both palms back down onto the mat. Alright. Here you're going to wriggle the right foot towards your left hand side. Alright. And drop your right knee onto the mat into your resting pigeon. So it's important in resting pigeon, your right knee is in line with your right shoulder. So your right knee is not in the middle, it's more towards the side. in line with your right shoulder. Your left leg is straight behind you, alright? Your hands in front of you first, inhale breath. Then from here, slowly walk your elbows, forearms down. Here you should feel yourself being centralized, alright? You should not be sinking your weight to only one side, alright? In this case, the right side, so you should not be sinking the weight on the right side. You want to really make sure you are centered, okay? And maybe this is where you stay. If you want to, then go ahead, and if you can, lower your forehead down onto the back of your palms or onto the mat. And we're going to stay here slightly longer for about 2 minutes or so. The first 1 minute is usually quite okay. We enter into the second minute, that's when you start to feel a little bit of soreness in your right hip, alright? And please stay with it. Just a few more deep breaths to go. Now, if you wish to go deeper, you can bring the sole of your right foot up higher, so that the right shin bone becomes more parallel to the top of the mat. But make sure that as you do so, do not let your weight sink only towards the right side. You're going to stay here for just another 3 long deep breaths though. And slowly, gently, you're going to come back up. Alright. Sitting towards your right hand side slightly. Alright, and you're going to bring your left leg forward. So once you bring your left leg forward, you're going to stack your left foot nicely on top of your right knee and your left knee on top of that right foot. So your shin essentially is on top of each other. So it looks like this, right? Like this, alright? So you don't want your foot to be too far in, alright? You want your foot really to be on your knee, knee on your foot. Right? Just a quick one here, and then bring your hands in front of you, gently fold forward. Now if this is too much for you, then instead just stay here. Alright? And if there's a gap between your left knee and your right foot actually, you will want to fold towards your left side. So essentially you're trying to first close out the gap between your left knee and your right foot. If there's no gap at all, alright? This is no gap, this is a gap, alright? You want to fold forward. I repeat, folding towards your left side, there's a gap, folding forward, there's no gap at all. Alright, wait, stay here. Okay, just going down as low as you can. You might be just sitting up tall and that's fine, but stay for another 30 seconds here. Slowly come back up. Right. Release your left leg, release your right leg, shake it out a little bit, cross your ankles, alright, and come in the child's pose. And just stay here, feeling the difference between your right and left. And now we're going to take it to the other direction. Right, so again, palms underneath your shoulders. This time step the left foot outside your left palm. So the foot is on the outside of the left palm, you tuck your right toes in, you walk your right knee back slightly to get your hips down nice and low. Again, a minute here, so you could be staying here. Take your time, exhale, push your hips down. So the stretch itself will amplify over time, alright? So you could continue to stay here. Or whenever you're ready, then go ahead, lower the elbows, forearms down. We still have about 40 seconds here. It's important to keep the hips low. So there's no point having your forearms down if your hips stick up, alright? And then you can come onto your palms, so stay with your forearms. Bring your left hand this time to your left knee. Relax your left leg a lot. Push that left knee away from you. And as you do so, look over the left shoulder. Use your right arm, push yourself away from the mat for 5. Then you'll come into a twist for 3 more only. Last 2 and 1. And untwist yourself. Releasing your both arms down. This time around, wriggle the left foot towards your right hand side. And drop your left knee down. Right leg straighten up. Alright, check. Weight is center. Then lower the elbows, forearms down for 2 whole minutes. So maybe just stay on your forearms first. For some of us, we're a little bit tight with the hips. Right, but if you can, go ahead, rest your forehead down. Just see what fits good for you. Alright, so reminder again. If you want to, go ahead, bring your foot up a little bit higher. But if you do bring your left foot up a bit higher, try not to sink the weight on your left side. Okay. Relax your left hip a lot. Same thing, always spend the first few moments of your posture setting up the pose. Checking if you are holding on to any tension. If you are, release the tension with the exhale breath. Once you feel quite comfortable, you're quite satisfied with the posture, then you want to bring your awareness to your breath. Okay. About a minute into the pose already, you might start to feel some soreness in your left hip. And this is where the mind starts to chatter with itself. You start to wonder if you should back off a little bit, if you should contract your thigh muscles and so on and so forth to make yourself less in pain, alright? But instead of doing that, just try to relax and just observe all the ongoings in your brain, in your mind, in your body. Just 3 more long deep breaths here. And inhale, breath slowly, gently come back up. Again, sit slightly towards your left hand side only as you bring the right leg forward. Alright. So right foot comes forward, right foot to your left knee, right knee to your left foot. Alright. Shin on top of each other. If there's a gap between your right knee and your left foot, I need you to fold towards your right hand side to close out the gap. No gap at all, then you want to bring your hands forward and slowly walk your hands forward. Just go to where you can stay for the next 1 minute or so. And slowly, gently come back up. Again, release your right leg. Release your left leg. Shake it out. Alright. And this time around, we are going to turn around and lie down onto the back. So lying down onto the back. Just stay here for a while, observing your legs. Alright. Notice how open your hips are. Now from here, this is when you're actually going to use your yoga strap or your towel with you. Alright, so you're going to grab your strap or your towel, bending your right leg, right knee, and strap it over your right foot. Depending on flexibility, some of us could be here. Some of us a little bit more flexible, you can bring your foot closer towards you. And you're going to walk your hands up. And some of us might not even need the strap, you can catch onto your right big toe, doesn't matter. So let's just imagine that I need my strap, okay? And you can just use one hand to hold on to both ends of the strap. And now just stay here at your maximum. Alright, if you can pull the foot closer towards you, you want to go to the point whereby you feel the stretch to the back of your right leg here, but your right leg doesn't shake. And we will hold it here for about a minute or so. So this is one pose that if you have the time, you can increase the duration to 2 or 3 minutes. For today, I'm just going to do it for 1 minute. But if you like to, go ahead, feel free to stay for 2 or 3 minutes, and that's fine. And as the time goes by, start to see you can pull the foot closer towards you. Half a minute more here. So to pull the foot closer towards you, walk yourself up the strap, or bend the elbow depending on where you are, but keep your right shoulder down onto the mat. Inhale. Then from here, nothing changes. You're just going to open the right leg up towards the side. And then you're getting your right foot down onto the mat. And it may or may not happen, but that's okay. Again, we stay here for about a minute. So keep the right arm straight, the way you hold the strap. It's actually, you want to keep the right arm straight so that it's not so tiring for you. So again, same thing. If you want to stay a while longer, please go ahead. And now slowly bring your right leg back towards the center. Alright, use 2 hands to hold onto the strap. So each hand onto each end of the strap. Inhale, exhale, bring your head up. Pull the leg close towards you for 5. Head towards your leg, 4. Leg closer towards your head for 3. 2 more, and 1. Change. Release right leg down. And just feel the difference between your right and your left. Then we're going to take it to the other side. So bending the left knee. Alright. Again, a minute here. So to your comfortable point. Alright. Keeping your left leg straight. Left shoulder down. Just a minute here. You can close your eyes. So long you feel the back of the left leg stretching is good enough. Your left leg shouldn't go to the point whereby it starts to shake. Half a minute more. But like I say, if you want to stay longer, you're welcome to do so. So this will be the last pose already. Alright, reclining hands to big toe pose. So feel free to stay 2-3 minutes on each side if you want to. And take a big breath, inhale with the exhale breath, nothing changes, just bring your left leg out towards the side. Again for about a minute here. So try not to let your right hip lift off the mat though. So when you bring the leg towards the side, keep both sit bones down as much as you can. And that means that foot might not come down onto the mat, onto the floor, and that's okay, let it hang in mid-air. If you have a block with you and your leg is in mid-air, you can just rest your leg on the block or pillows, whatever you can find, and that's fine. Just about 3 more long deep breaths here. And slowly bring your left leg back to the center. The same thing, separate the straps, alright, the ends of the strap. Inhale, exhale, fold forward, leg towards the head for 5, head towards the leg for 4. Use your core for 3, use your arm strength, pull harder 2, and 1. Change, release your left leg and bring the strap to one side. And straight away we move into Shavasana. So feet hip width, mat width distance apart, arms away from body, palms face up. Just staying here, feel the effects of the pose on your legs, feel the effects of the postures, just not on your hips. Should feel very nice and relaxed now. So go ahead, stay here for as long as you like to, as long as you need to. And the same thing, when you're ready to come back up, just bring your feet together and stretch, give yourself a nice stretch. Alright, rolling towards the sides of your body. And slowly come back up. And that will be it for today's in practice. I'll see you guys again. Namaste.